Well, the way I've always thought about work in particular, I have to think about it with regard to my faith. I don't know a way to live faithfully following Jesus or life led by the Holy Spirit and compartmentalize things. That would be impossible. Actually, it's humanly quite easy and quite possible to just sort of say, family's here, work's here, hobbies here, faith is here. Have a quiet time, check some boxes, go to church, be faithful there, and then not let that rule the rest of my life. The problem is I think Jesus was serious when he says he purchased our life and that he wants to be Lord of all of it. And so if we're serious about following him and him being Lord of everything, that means he's also Lord of the work that we do. And so I believe that we have one primary calling in life, and it is to follow Jesus, and that if the dream of our heart is really to know him, to know God, then we'll be ultimately satisfied. And everything else that we do is really an assignment in life. Paul uses this metaphor of an ambassador. And if you study out what an ambassador is, they work for the State Department, and they're a lot like military people, except they don't have weapons. So it's actually a quite dangerous job to be sent someplace overseas, representing your country, living as a citizen of America, but living somewhere else, and representing the government of the United States in that place. Well, that's the metaphor that Paul uses for us. He says we're ambassadors of another kingdom. So what does that mean? That means while I'm here, no matter what I'm doing from work, it's an assignment that I'm getting on behalf of another kingdom, and I'm representing that kingdom here on earth. That's why Jesus taught kingdom language. So for me, this whole idea of integrating faith at work presupposes that it's possible to follow Jesus and not live an integrated life, which I think is impossible. So I think the problem's in the question, that if we have to wrestle with that question, it might be that we don't fully understand what it means to follow Jesus. And so how would Christians be distinctive? Following Jesus is going to make you distinctive. If you're going to live life under the influence and by the direction of the Holy Spirit, you're going to be distinctive. And what's going to happen is when you're doing the things that are of the ethos of Jesus, people are going to look at that and they're going to be like, why are you doing that? So for example, I'll give you a story from my own life. We have adopted 3 children. I have 3 biological children and 3 adopted children. And having 6 kids, just normally it makes, you can just see it on everybody's face. They just sort of get a look on their face. What in the world, why did you do that? Oh, well, I have 3 bio kids and 3 adopted kids. Adopted kids, why would you adopt kids? And in that moment, what I get to do is I'm being asked a question about why are you following Jesus? And I get to witness as to what did this man, Jesus, do in my life? What's the Holy Spirit done in my life in such a way that would make me go and find children that don't have a family, that live on the other side of the world, that were hard to find and hard to get to, and bring them back and integrate them in and love them. Why would I do that? And I get to witness for Jesus. It's funny, we make witnessing a verb, but a witness is a person that sits in a court setting and just says, what did this, and just gives testimony about what this person did. That's really what Jesus is asking us to do. He's saying, you guys have this witnessing stuff sort of jacked up a little bit. Like, it's not, how do I force spiritual conversations? It's how do I live in such a way that's so distinctive in my life that people will ask me questions that I will have to give testimony about what this man and what this Spirit has done in me and changed me.